Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm reviewing LEGO Infinity Saga set number 76206 Iron Man figure. This has 381 pieces. It retails for $40 in the US, and I think that this is a really interesting build. This set is basically just a skinny mech. It's not really to scale with anything, it's just kind of its own thing. And I actually don't even know what suit it's supposed to represent. All of the gold in the thighs would make me think that it's supposed to be like the Mark 40, or sorry, like the Mark 85 or something. Because it's got the gold thighs and then like the gold arms. So maybe that's what it's supposed to be, but then you also have a lot of gray, which I know is because LEGO does gray joints, but it just kind of throws off the color scheme a little bit. It almost makes it look like it's supposed to be the suit from Spider-Man Homecoming. I think that was the 47 that had like all of the silver. But this was a really fun build, first of all. It was pretty quick and it was entertaining. I really like, how detail like goes all around the back of this thing. That's not common with many LEGO builds, especially mechs. And the other thing is that I've talked to you guys about how I'm tired of LEGO mechs. Like, even if they look beautiful when they're finished, I usually get annoyed at the repetitive of the building process just because I do buy so many LEGO sets that it feels like there's never anything new with mechs. I do not feel that way with this set at all. Like, the torso is built in an extremely different way. The legs are like so small and well built, like they just go together really quickly. So there's not even any time to feel like repetitiveness, really, because I swear to God, like this entire thing, I probably built it in about an hour, which is fairly quick for me. I've become a much slower builder, like as I get older, and so I was really surprised with how fast this happened. So starting down at the legs, all of the decorations you see are stickers, so that's kind of annoying. I'm just gonna move the arms out of the way. That's kind of annoying, and I also don't love these stickers in particular because I think it's kind of hard to see in the lighting, but this is a little bit better. The color does not match up with the color of the piece at all. Like, this is like a tan color almost, and then these are the like painted on gold pieces. So I like that LEGO tried bringing in detail, but I really wish like there was better color matching on that sticker, or they could have just used a transparent sticker because I don't think that looks good at all. The design itself looks fine though, and I do like the stickers elsewhere, like the ones down here are pretty nice. And again, there's a very nice level of detailing. LEGO really used these kind of like corner wedge tiles to their best ability here, and I really like the way they tessellate into each other and how neatly they match up. At the back, that detail continues, which I mentioned earlier. Really impressed by that. And the entire thing is skinny, but it's absolutely sturdy. Like, I'm not worried about this falling over at all. And so that is really nice. We do have these riot shield pieces from Star Wars used down here to kind of like stop it from tipping forward. And I think that that's really effective. The feet are also a cool build. Again, very skinny. And it would have been great if we had gotten like kind of studs on the outside, like down there. But they have really good shaping, and again, for something so skinny, it stands up remarkably well. So at the hips, you can see that the legs are attached on ball joints. Now, you might want to take off like this little light bluish gray bracket so that you can bring the hips out a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with how they fit in here. They don't come like all the way in, but that's okay. It's just like a little bit of spling out to the side. But there's such great articulation here because you've got the ball joint up there, which is absolutely perfect, and then you have knees. That is correct. A LEGO mech actually has knees. That's really awesome, and I like how this flap can just move in and out of the way, and it actually does a great job of covering up that joint, which I really appreciate. I kind of just wish we had something to cover it on the sides a little bit more, because it does look kind of gappy if you have it, like this far out, but it's not terrible, and I'm just really happy that we actually... I'm just really happy that we actually have knees. I've never been a huge knee person on mechs. I kind of feel like all of the complaining about them is overblown, but it's so weird when you actually have them. Like, once you actually have them, it's like you notice what you've been missing. So I'm really happy with how that works. And again, it's just great. On a set this small, I think knees were definitely necessary. I think this would be a much worse set without them. And then you've got a decent side-to-side motion on the ankles and a little bit of front to back, but not too much. And I think that that's absolutely perfect and right where you want to be. And then at the bottom of the feet, you do have like the little repulsor sections, but I kind of wish you couldn't see the Technic brick through them. But again, very minor complaint because you're not going to be looking at this from the bottom at all. And then I've kind of got him T-posing here, but I really like the way the torso is built. Let me just bring his arms down so he looks less dumb. I like the way the torso is built, and you can rotate it 360 degrees, but the way that that's achieved is really impressive. It's not on a turntable or anything. It's on a Mixel's ball joint that's just like built straight into the bottom of the torso. So I think that that's a great design choice. I also really like kind of like the layering over here. I guess it's kind of supposed to look like abs, but that works out really well. I like that sticker. We've got this like satin opalescent blue color used for the arc reactor as well as the repulsors on the hands. That looks okay, but I kind of would have just preferred a regular transparent blue. The opalescent color looks, I don't know, it looks too like kiddish to me, I guess. Maybe it's just because that color appeared in like Disney princess sets first, but I just feel like it doesn't fit for Iron Man. And then the other thing is that it's not the same color that's in the feet. So I think that's really stupid, and they should have just made it a consistent color, and it should have been trans light blue, regular, not satin all the way around. But I think this is a new color for that piece, so I can't really complain too much. I can always switch them out if I want to. Then we've got some more stickers up here. Those look decent, but I do feel like those ones are maybe a little bit unnecessary. And then the way that this thing was, the reason I said that this torso was built in a really interesting way is because this is actually all just like added on at the end. So you build the torso with like a great big hole through the middle, and that's because this assembly is actually a light brick, and so it needs to be easily removable for you to change the batteries. So again, a really interesting way for that to be built, but you can just slide that on and then it attaches, and then you got light. So that's pretty much the best the light gets. And I am going to complain here too. I know I'm nitpicking a little bit, but I mean, hey, I got to find something to not like. I hate this. This is the worst part of the set by far. Stop using orange light bricks for Iron Man. Iron Man does not glow orange. Iron Man glows blue. Like, this is so beyond stupid to me. I was just talking to like one of my friends today, and it was fine when Lego did it on the big Hulkbuster set in 2018 because I thought it was a one-off. But now, I mean, like last year we had the Hydra Stomper. This year we have this one with the light brick. Then next year, or sorry, no, also this year, keep forgetting it's 2022. We're going to be getting a direct-to-consumer Infinity War Hulkbuster, so I'm sure that's going to have a light brick as well. Like Lego, maybe it's just time to make a blue light brick. Because I'm pretty sure they did this in the Technic Batmobile too, where they use orange and red when it's supposed to be like blue and red. So yeah, I think the time has come for Lego to just make a trans-light blue light brick, because doing stuff like this is just really, really lazy to me. The arms are also cool builds. I really like the stickers used up here. I just think that that looks great. And this is, they have slightly modified like the mold of this piece for 2022. Like you can see it's got gaps up there now, like where it meets the shoulder. And then it's also got gaps on the side. And I kind of like that because it makes it a more interesting texture. So I don't know, it's just cooler, I guess. And like I said, those stickers do help to kind of like join with the transition of the gold. And then you've got the stickers up here, which also look decent. And then you do have an elbow. So again, perfect arm articulation here because you've got the shoulder ball and socket, then you've got the elbow, and then you've got a wrist. So like this is a literal perfect articulation from a Lego mech. Like everyone should be looking to this for inspiration. You can move the fingers individually. I will say the wrist looks a little bit plain. I would have expected to see a sticker here rather than up there, and I was actually kind of surprised when there wasn't one. But it's not like this set needed any more stickers. But yeah, that's great articulation, and the arms are just both exactly the same, and there's no stud shooters or anything because this is a display piece and not for kids. You do have some more detail at the back. I really like these stickers as well, and there is even a pretty cool function, or not function, I guess feature, but you can lift these up and you've got more of those satin light blue things, and it reveals detail underneath. I think that that's really great. It would be even better if these were printed or like actually built up detail instead of stickered, but I think that that's really cool. Like that you have like these little flaps on the back, and then you can kind of make it look like he's air braking or whatever, and revealing the inner workings of his suit. And once again, let's just appreciate how smoothed over everything is back here. There's not an anti-stud in sight. Like, that's really impressive to me. Like, everything is completely finished around the back. It's completely finished around the sides. I didn't really mention that, but you do have, like, nice finishing down there. And so I'm really impressed by that. I think Lego's definitely listening when people say that they don't like, the backs of builds to be as messy as they used to be, and so this just represents a major improvement in all areas to me. And then we come to the one thing that I've been avoiding, like the Plague, the head. I really hated the head in official images, but you know what? It's actually perfectly fine. So I was surprised, but I think that this head works really well. I think it looks terrible even on camera. Like on camera right now, it looks so much worse than it does in person. And it looks like absolute crap on the box, which is right next to me. Like, no, that just does not look good. But in person, I think it works. It would be great if, it was like more properly molded. It would be awesome if it was able to flip up. But obviously those are like kind of unrealistic expectations. A print is all you can really expect, and I think that this new mold really captures like the shape of Iron Man's helmet well. I think the quality of the print on the front is great, and the head is properly like built up around the sides. So I think it's a good depth and everything. You've got more stickers back here, which I think are kind of unnecessary. And then that same new mold, which you can see right here. It's pretty cool. Hope we see more of it. It's used for the shoulders, and that also really helps. Like, the shaping on this thing is just extremely impressive to me because everything just comes together perfectly to make it work as like a very good build. Here's a kicking pose. I'm actually shocked that this build stands up like this. Like, this took me 1 second to do. And again, that's what I'm saying. It's so posable, and like the knees and everything just really aid in that. It's like all you have to do is just kind of like grab your hands onto this for like 10 seconds and you can make like a decent pose. And I don't know, it's so refreshing to me. Like we get so many Iron Man mechs, like kind of in this same price range. This is a $40 set. We get like a ton of $35 Hulkbusters. And I just broke off a Technic piece. But it's just so refreshing to me that we have something that works this well. And I did forget to mention that these can rotate completely around. I 100% forgot that, but hey, it lets you make him a contortionist. Okay, there he is with his arms and legs together. So I think that about does it for the posing. And he just fell. But there is one last thing that came in the set. Sorry, I had to sneeze. There is one last thing that came in the set. This is the plaque, because this is a display set. I really like this. It says Infinity Saga Iron Man Mark 43. So disregard my comments from earlier in the video then. I guess I should have looked at this more closely. I thought it was supposed to be the Mark 43, but it didn't really look like it to me. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just a good Iron Man build, but you do have some nice information on it. And, these things are just nice. I always like it when plaques are included like this, but I'm still mad that one wasn't included with the Benatar set from summer 2021. There are very few extra parts here, but here you can see just how many stickers were included. Yeah, this is a little bit excessive in my opinion. Here's the box for this set, still continuing with the great Infinity Saga design from summer 2021. Sorry, can't remember these things. Actual size helmet, Marvel on the side. And then I love the back just because I really like that they kind of recreated the Ironmonger pose from last year's Infinity Saga set. The instruction manual has that great box art on the front, and then at the back, we do have an ad for those canceled January 2022 mechs, which are now coming on April 1st. I realized that I hadn't tried to put him in a sitting pose, so here's Sunbathing Iron Man. This is kind of just as much as he can sit up. But overall, I really like this set. I honestly like it more than I expected to. I do buy like pretty much every LEGO Marvel set, but I was having qualms about this one just because I liked the build for the torso and everything, but I thought the head would look terrible. And the head looks much better in person, but I've still got some slight problems. I don't like the light brick function. LEGO needs to make a blue light brick, because to me, there's no point in having a light brick in there if it's orange. Like what's the point of doing something that's kind of useless and not accurate, especially in a display set like this? When it's in a regular like kids set, I think that's fine. I also think this is a bit expensive. $40. Yeah, we have the beautiful drum lacquered gold pieces, and we do have the new mold for like the shoulders and the face. But come on, $40? No, this should be a $35 set, especially like with the amount of small pieces and everything. This should definitely be $35 for the amount of stickers. Like for $40, I would have expected at least some of these things to be prints. I also would have loved to get a minifigure in here. I think it's kind of dumb that we don't even get like one minifigure, because most display sets like this, like even Star Wars, like droids and stuff, come with one minifigure to go with the stand. And that's my other problem with this set. Why is it 9 plus? That doesn't make any sense. I don't like Lego's 18 plus branding. I did a project on it for my marketing class. I'm going to have a video on it coming out soon, hopefully. But this is one of the problems. This is a display set. The only feature it has is like a light brick in it. There's no minifigure included. You get a stand. It's like it's an adult style build. So why is it 9 plus? Like Lego's 18 plus doesn't make any sense. Like what makes something 18 plus or not? Because Lego seems to just say something's 18 plus if it's meant for display. So this is meant for display. So why is it 9 plus? That really irritates me, especially when it's coming with a plaque like that. I just wish that Lego would be more consistent, but that's kind of a rant for another time. That doesn't really have to do with this set. So I'd highly recommend getting it if you like the look of it. I think that it's much better than the Hulkbusters that Lego's been putting out in the same bracket, except for Ironmonger. And I definitely recommend buying this over like either of the What If mechs, for example. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.